What's going on, everybody? Askore here from Winterhelm Gaming to bring you the breakdown of this week's Bungie Weekly update. Following yesterday's live stream, Bungie revealed one of the strikes that will be featured in the new DLC, The Taken King, called Shield Brothers. Now, I don't want to spoil anything from the strike itself, but I will share some information on how Bungie will be revamping strikes as a whole. Bosses will now have more interesting combat phases. The time has come that these bosses stop being the bullet sponges and showed us what they are really made of. Strike-specific rewards will now be dropped for completing strikes. Such examples are being armor drops that look like trophies from the strike bosses themselves, or weapon drops that can only be found in certain strikes. But Bungie hasn't just been busy with strikes. They are restyling the way strike playlists work as well. Starting off, Nightfalls, a weekly ritual in which you gather with your friends and test your skills with the challenges thrown at you, allowing you to optimize your loadouts to conquer your enemy. Burn modifiers motivate weapon rotations amongst your fire team, and now with new burn-resistant perks and specific armor pieces will engage armor rotation as well. As we already know, completion of the Nightfalls grants you an experience buff, which lasts until the next weekly reset, so many feel the necessity to complete the Nightfall as soon as possible to maximize their benefits brought on by the buff. Bungie will be removing this buff until they can reform it into something closer to its original intent, a mark of prestige or having achieved something challenging. That being said, they have adjusted reputation experience sources to account for the absence of the buff. Nightfalls now require you to be a level 40. Wiping during the Nightfall will no longer return your fire team to orbit. Instead, it will now use the 30-second timeout penalty from death as you see in normal raids. Weekly heroic strikes will be removed and replaced with a new playlist called the Vanguard Heroic Playlist. Each week, players will receive bonus legendary marks from this new playlist and will be based on an account level rather than the character level, as was seen with the Year 1 Weekly Heroic Playlist. This new playlist brings with it an assortment of changes as well. This new playlist now requires you to be level 40 before you're able to participate. Accounts will receive legendary marks for completing the first 3 weekly strikes. Remove the weekly cap, allowing you to earn as many legendary marks as you please, but keep in mind, you can still only hold a maximum of 200 at a time. And there will be a guaranteed legendary Engum drop from a character's first clear of the weekly heroic strikes. Moving on to PvP, there will now be a PvP weekly event, similar to the Nightfall. Once players complete the PvP intro chain for Lord Shaxx, they will receive access to weekly PvP quests from Lord Shaxx and the PvP Quartermaster. Each week, Lord Shaxx will have a bounty called The True Meaning of War. Completion of this bounty each week, which requires you to complete the PvP weekly challenges, will grant players Nightfall tier rewards. But one major detail Guardians still need to be aware of is that Oryx stands between you and these challenges. You will need to survive his wrath to partake in the new endgame. One last thing I would like to talk about is the update size itself. Towards the end of the update, Bungie talked about what you will need to do in order to prepare yourself for the update on September 8th, the main issue being drive space. If you are playing Destiny on the PS4, Xbox One, you will need about 18 gigs of free space for the update. For PS3 and Xbox 360 users, will need about 10 gigs of free space for the update, while PS3 users will need 20 gigs for the free space. And that's it for today, Guardians. If you liked the video, please consider dropping a like. If you wish to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe to our channel. You can also follow us on Twitter so you can stay updated as we release new videos or stream on Twitch. Until then, keep your light safe, Guardians, and we'll see you next time.
This machine, it's still active. Let me analyze it.